All right, we are going to be looking at solving two-step equations here, which is just the natural next step of solving equations after talking about one-step equations. The difference here is that you're not just going to have the variable with one other piece. You got a little bit more with that. So two steps, obviously telling us we're going to do two things to solve. We're still using inverse operations, and we're still looking to isolate the variable. Those are still the pieces we need to do. So in our first box, let's copy that problem down. We get negative 10 equals 2y plus 4. All right, so solving, we're going to do the same thing we do on every equation. Let's put our line down the equal sign. Again, there's the variable, so we want to get everything away from that. Now, but rather than focusing on that division first, we're going to get this 4 out of here. So we've got that plus 4. We're going to subtract 4 from both sides, leaving us negative 14 here. Now, make sure that you bring this 2y down exactly how it comes down. If there's a sign in front of it, bring the sign. Here it's just going to be 2y. We'll bring that down. And now, if you look at what we have just in a problem like we had in the one-step equations. 2y equals 14, or 2 times some number equals negative 14. This piece here is multiplication. So to undo it, we're going to divide. We'll divide by 2. We'll divide by 2. And when we do that, y should be negative 7. And our check then would be negative 10 equals 2y plus 4. But we think that y should be negative 7. So if we keep going, negative 14 plus 4 on the right side, negative 14 plus 4, sure enough, is negative 10. Our check works. This is our answer. So if we look at another one, there's negative 5a plus 8 equals negative 22. Again, there's our variable. So what we want to focus on first is this part here. Get that away from our variable. So it's addition of 8, so we're going to do the opposite, and we're going to subtract 8. Again, make sure that you bring this part down, and as I mentioned last time, everything. So negative 5a. And negative 22 minus 8 would be negative 30. Now, since we've got multiplication against the a, we'll do the opposite, which will be division. And division. And we would get a equals 6. And then again, our check. Do over here, we would say negative 5a plus 8 is supposed to be negative 22. We're saying that a is 6. Negative 5 times 6 is negative 30. Negative 30 plus 8 should be negative 22. And negative 30 plus 8 is negative 22. Our check is good. Our answer is good. All right, there are the two for you guys to do together. At this point, we can pause the video. Let you have a couple minutes to do that. So pause the video here. And we'll do this really quickly. Minus 5 minus 5. 3x equals 9, divide by 3, and x equals 3. 3 times 3 plus 5 should be 14. 9 plus 5 equals 14. And 14 equals 14. We good. On this one, we'd add 6 first to both sides, leaving us 16 equals negative 4m. Divide both sides by negative 4. And m equals negative 4. And 10 equals negative 4 times negative 4 minus 6. This is 16 minus 6, which is 10. 10 equals 10. We're good. All right, here's some of those with fractions. Again, we saw these in the one-step equations. In fact, we saw something really similar to this, where it was just 1/2 x equals something. Again, adding that fraction, I'm still not going to focus on that part first, right? I'm not going to focus on this part until I move that 3 out of there. So I'm going to subtract the 3 first, leaving us 1/2 x equals 4. Now, as we mentioned yesterday, right, you got a couple options here. One would be turn that 1/2 into a decimal. The other option is to multiply by the reciprocal. So I'm going to multiply both sides by 2/1, which is really just 2. Again, that's because 1/2 flipped around is 2/1. And we know that anything times its reciprocal is always going to be 1. So if I multiply 2 times 1 and 2 times 1, I get 2/2, which equals 1. That's why this works. So on the left side, I'm left with just x. On the right side, I get 4 times 2/1, or just 4 times 2, which should be 8. My check here would be 1/2 times x plus 3 should equal 7. Half of 8 is 4, and 4 plus 3 is 7. The answer's good because our check is good. All right, here's another one where, again, I got that fraction here, but again, I'm not focusing on that until I get the 3 out of there. So I'm going to subtract 3 from both sides, which leaves me 4 equals a over 4. Again, some number divided by 4 needs to be 4. Again, because it's division, we want to multiply, and I'm going to multiply both sides by what was on the denominator there, which is 4. And again, these two are going to cancel each other out, but because we did this 4 here, I've got to multiply by 4 again on this side. 4 times 4 on the left side gives me 16. 16 equals a should be our answer. And if I go to check that, 7 equals a over 4 plus 3. 7 equals 16 over 4 plus 3. 7 equals 4 plus 3, because 16 divided by 4 is 3. And 7 equals 7. All right, here are the 2 for you to do as a team. So we can pause the video there and work on those. All right, we should have our answers here. So really quickly, what we would do is add 2, add 2. That leaves us 5 equals 1/5 m. We would multiply both sides by 5 to clear out that fraction. It should be 25. If I check that, 1/5 of 25 minus 2. 1/5 of 25 is 5. 5 minus 2 is in fact 3. So we're good. Over here on this one, we would add 3 to both sides, which leaves me 8. M over 4 equals 8. I'm going to multiply by the denominator of 4. 8 times 4 is 32. M should be 32. And if we go to our check, 32 divided by 4 minus 3 should be 5. 32 divided by 4 is 8. 8 minus 3 should be 5. And 8 minus 3 is 5. We're good. And we're good. All right, go ahead and flip your paper over. We'll look at a few more on the back side, and we'll start the next video when we get to that.